For the first time in more than a decade, the world's greatest wrestlers gathered on American soil in the 2015 World Wrestling Championships. The Orleans Arena and the glittering lights of Las Vegas served as the marvelous backdrop for 99 nations and over 700 athletes with one goal in mind: to bring their nation a world championship and a ticket to the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio. 8 championships covering 3 distinct styles of wrestling: men's Greco-Roman, men's Freestyle, and women's Freestyle. The 2015 World Wrestling Championships. The 59-kilogram Greco-Roman division started the festivities opening night as Cuba and Azerbaijan squared off. Ismail Molina looked to secure his first world title against highly decorated Rufshan Bayramov. The Azerbaijan was a 2-time Olympic silver medalist and 3-time world medalist, and he could not fend off an early assault from the young Cuban. Borrero Molina had used the big move all day long, especially in the semifinals leading up to his title bout. He picked up 9 quick points in his semifinal victory over the Kakistan wrestler, and he used the same maneuver, the arm control to the body lock, to score a series of gut wrenches and end the bout just 32 seconds in. In lightning quick fashion, Borrero Molina of Cuba wins the gold in the 59-kilo division. The triumph was the first world title for a Cuban wrestler other than Mijain Lopez in some 13 years. Ismael Borrero Molina, the world champion representing Cuba at 59 kilos. He is a very tough wrestler, but I am very happy that I won it. In fact, I'm very excited about it for my country. The echo of the Frankie chant among the strong German contingent could be heard inside the Orleans Arena at 66 kilos as the 5th-ranked 26-year-old Frank Stabler of Germany looked to secure his first world championship against number 3 Ryu Han-soo of Korea. Ryu won the Worlds in 2013 at this weight and was looking for number 2 after not competing at last year's championships. But make no mistake about it, the night belonged to the German as he took full advantage of the first parterre situation and showed tremendous patience in getting the big throw and sending the Korean into the air. Fresh off a 5th-place finish at last year's World Championship, just missing out on bronze, Frank Stabler made 2015 the year to remember for the 26-year-old. Stabler's victory was Germany's first world title in Greco-Roman in some 21 years. You have to go all the way back to 1994. He is the German champion here in 2015.
Ja, ein bisschen, weil Las Vegas, die Temperaturen sind
to get used to the temperature and everything around here at first. In fact, I didn't feel quite well at the beginning, but it just kept getting better and better. I'm just quite happy to be here.
War plötzlich wieder gut und ich kann es nicht glauben.
Fresh off a semifinal 3-1 victory over Tomasebi of Azerbaijan, second-ranked Zan Belnuuk felt he left unfinished business at the World Championships a year ago. Just missing out on the gold medal and placing 3rd in 2014, Belnuuk took a chip on his shoulder all the way to Las Vegas, and that chip on his shoulder turned out to be golden as he was able to get by Rustam Askalov in the title bout. Askalov ranked number 12, Belnuik ranked number 2, and he used a textbook arm throw for 4 points with a quick gut wrench to seal his first world championship and power Ukraine to a 3rd-place finish in the team division of the Greco-Roman standings. The lethal arm throw exhibited by the Ukrainian was a perfect example of both technique and power. And more impressive, it was a technique that he had not used for years, but he simply saw it today and he took it.
Я очень доволен, я шел к этой медали очень долго. И вот теперь я на вершине этой весовой категории. Очень рад этому.
It feels amazing. I had a long way to earn this medal, and now I just want to take the medal back to my country and celebrate.
Как бы процветание этой стране, я в нее верю.
Offense was tough to come by in the championship bout at 130 kilos, involving one of the biggest names that the sport has to offer. Mijail Lopez Nunez of Cuba, ranked number 1, two-time Olympic gold medalist and 5-time world gold medalist, looking to add to his impressive resume against the last man on this planet to beat him. Reza Kayaalp, ranked number 2 of Turkey, defeated Lopez in the 2011 World Championships. In this defensive battle between these two giants, it came down to a passivity call midway through the second period to give the Turkey wrestler the lead, and Kayaalp made it hold as he captured gold for the first time in his career. The victory for Kayaalp kept him perfect since his loss in the World Finals last year to Lopez Nunez. He now has earned 4 medals at the World Championships, and he brings home the gold to Turkey for the first time in this weight division. The 2012 Olympic bronze medalist celebrates and prepares to represent his nation at 2016 in the Olympic Games in Rio. It was the weight class and the age difference. He's aged and I'm still young, and I've gained weight, so that was the difference. Each year at this great event, a surprise story emerges that captures the heart of the tournament, and this year's storyline was found in the women's 53 kilos. Unranked Nigerian Aduneo Adekuroye inspired all as she knocked off one ranked wrestler after another. The final chapter of the African champion story unfolded in the bronze medal match against third-ranked Shang Shui Chung of China. The young Nigerian leaped in on a double leg and sealed the hardware for her beloved country. With her arm raised in victory, the best moves of the tournament came after the match. In the bright lights of Las Vegas, a Nigerian who had defied the odds and claimed just the second world medal for her country. The top star in women's wrestling and the most successful athlete in the history of the sport was pushed to the limit in the title bout at 53. 15-time Olympic and world medalist Sayuri Yoshida donned the familiar red singlet against Sweden's second-ranked and 5-time world medalist Sofia Matzone. In a rematch of last year's final, Matzone tried to wear out the talented Japanese star, but a late step-out gave Yoshida the late 2-1 lead. Matzone, in desperation, fired a couple of late shots, but the 3-time Olympic gold medalist was poised to fend them off and keep the talented Swede at bay and in the runner-up spot for the second straight year. The titles never get any easier, and an exhausted Yoshida went on the top of her coach's shoulders and waved the Japanese flag with pride. After winning most of her titles at 55 kilos, the drop to 53 has not slowed down Yoshida as she claimed yet another world championship, her 13th world title. I was very worried about winning this one because I know everybody is chasing after me, and you never know when it will be the last one. As one veteran continues to excel in the sport, one of the many stars of tomorrow stepped into the spotlight for the very first time.
My name is Grace Bullen. I wrestle for the country Norway. I'm 18 years old. My family come from the country now called South Sudan. We moved because of the war, the civil war, who was spreading out in the country. We was lucky enough to move from the place we were and to Norway, to the city called Fredrikstad, where I, a few months later, met a coach named George Costin. He was the one that got me into wrestling and gave me like a new motivation in my life. After I started looking at myself, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good at what I do, so I want people from the place I'm from to have something to motivate them in day and in life. Like wrestling has motivated me to do something bigger and greater with my life, instead of just coming from being a refugee and come to a country and not do anything further with it. I want to thank God for just putting me in a place like that. I have big plans for my life. I have big goals and big dreams which I want to accomplish. One of them is to make the Olympic team. I can be the first woman from Norway to compete in wrestling.
Bolin won her qualifying bout but lost in the next round by a tight 5-4 decision. It was a familiar gold medal match at 63 kilo with Japan's Risako Kawai and Mongolia's Batsetseg Sorenzambol. The Japanese wrestler had claimed the world title in their last bout back in 2013, but a rare mistake by Kawai opened up the door for the Mongolian attack. Sorenzambol was able to catch her and secure position to get the quick fall less than 40 seconds into the bout. The Mongolian Sorenzambol claimed her second world championship after becoming Mongolia's first world champion in women's wrestling back in 2010.
She won the nation in 2010. She returned the favor in 2015. The world champion from Mongolia, Sorenzambol.
When you wrestle her, she doesn't make many mistakes, so today I was happy to find a mistake. She made a mistake, and I used it. The United States of America claimed their first gold medal of the tournament in the women's 75 kilo as two-time world champion Adeline Gray squared off against China's Xiao Qian. Xiao held the tight lead after the opening 3 minutes, but the second period belonged to Gray after ending up on top in the scramble sequence initiated by a deep double leg and then quick elevation to turn the Chinese around. Following the tilt, Gray went to work and seized control of the match and cranked in an armbar to paralyze the Chinese wrestler. Xiao could do nothing and the position was allowed since the shoulders were exposed and it is considered a pinning position. With the clock winding down and without many options, Gray forced the talented Chinese wrestler into a desperate situation as the clock continued to tick. In one last attempt to turn the table, Xiao made her final mistake of the night and turned right into an American ambush. Gray swooped to her patented leg lace and rolled Xiao right off the mat while rolling herself into her third world championship. Gray has now medaled in each of the past 5 World Championships and is confident that she will become Team USA's first ever Olympic gold medalist in women's wrestling next year in Rio. If Thursday night was any indication, 2016 might be a historical year for the Americans in the sport of women's wrestling.
You know, I've been doing the right things all along. It was just about making those minor tweaks and those little changes about being consistent with my weight and being disciplined with my sleep time and just making sure I was hydrated all the time. You know, I think people take for granted those little things, and I just really wanted to win this year. So my favorite thing in the world is sugar, and I cut sugar out and just really made sure that I was out here to win, and I did everything possible to not give myself any excuses to lose.
The men's freestyle division did not disappoint as it was a Mongolia-Azerbaijan gold medal bout at 61 kilos as Mongolian Nemanbat Bold squared off against defending world champ Haji Aliyev. Aliyev entered the tournament as a proud new father, dedicating the tournament to his new baby daughter born days before Aliyev arrived in Las Vegas for the finals. The new Azerbaijan parent apparently was in a hurry to see his new baby daughter as he wasted no time securing a takedown and using his strong upper body to connect on a series of lethal gut-wrench turns to earn the technical superiority 10-0. Two World Championship appearances, 2 World Championship gold medals, the pillar of consistency for Azerbaijan wrestling.
Подготовка. Я, как другие спортсмены, я тоже хорошо готовился, чтобы...
I really worked hard like everybody else and tried to defend my title. So the next step is the Olympics, and I will try my best again next year.
В карьере очень хороший результат. Но я еще впереди, результат впереди еще покажу, иншаллах.
Blue, red, attention finger, okay? Contact.
Italy's Frank Chamizo pulled the takedown in the closing seconds at 65 kilos to grab Italy's first ever gold medal in freestyle at the Senior World Championships. Chamizo surrendered a 3-2 lead to Ichtior Navrazov with only 17 seconds to go before reversing Navrazov and dropping him to the mat with only seconds remaining for the 4-3 victory. The emotions of Team Italy and the World Championship gold medal. I can't find the right words. This is such an incredible feeling. There is so much happiness going on right now. All week long, the American wrestlers talked about how special it was to wrestle on their turf in front of thousands of American fans. Jordan Burroughs sent the Orleans Arena crowd into a frenzy as he battled Unurbat Purevjov of Mongolia. The Olympic champion was stunned last year in the semifinals of this event, but on this particular night in Las Vegas, it was Burroughs who delivered the blows time and time again. Burroughs chipped away at the unranked Mongolian, building a 6-0 lead after one period. The American and former Nebraska Cornhusker put the finishing touches on the championship run with a quick strike and a 10-0 dominant performance. The victory gave Burroughs his fourth-level world title, including world championship crowns in 2011 and 2013, plus the gold medal at the London Olympic Games in 2012.
The fans were loud, the crowd was excited, the arena was electric, and this is what we expected going into this year. Everyone was so excited to make this world team, to get the opportunity to do this.
Salute.
19 was the magic number in both the 86 and 97 kilogram division as a pair of the sport's brightest young stars took their spot atop the podium and certainly did not disappoint. 19-year-old Abdul Rashid Saidaliyev won his second world title with a 6-0 decision over Turkey's Selim Yashar. The Russian had dominated the field leading up to the finals with either pins or technical falls, but had to settle for a 6-0 decision to earn his second gold medal for Russia. After the European Games, I had to defeat some tough team members in camp, and that's how I got prepared for the World Championships. In what many would describe as the most exhilarating match of the week, United States 19-year-old Kyle Snyder matched up against Russia's 29-year-old and defending world champion Abdusalam Gadisov. The young technician and upstart against the seasoned and battle-tested Russian. Gadisov held a 4-3 advantage with 30 seconds to go, but the young American put his name in the U.S. record books with a low shot and takedown for a 5-4 lead. Snyder shrugged off a penalty late for fleeing the mat to win the match on criteria by having scored two two-point techniques to Gadisov's one. The young star, in fact the youngest in American history to capture the world's top prize, stood tall and bloodied in front of the world, but more importantly, in front of the red, white, and blue. An incredible and improbable run for the upstart American.
No, the ultimate goal is to win senior level world championships and Olympic titles. and winning a junior world title was an amazing experience, but I don't know, for some reason this just feels a little bit different. I think a little bit more training went into it. It's just been a goal ever since I knew what World and Olympic wrestling was.
24 individual crowns, 48 bronze medals, and the first 108 reservations secured for the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio.